got nothing to say, yeah, I'm just loving the way you're looking over here. Come over here and tell me your name. I could tell by the sound, yeah, when you open your mouth. I hear my new favorite melody, hey. We should both run away. Why didn't we ever stay in the first place? I can't shake the feeling when you face away from me, babe. I will wait a lifetime if you say you stay with me, babe. I can't shake the feeling when you face away from me, babe. I will wait a lifetime if you say you stay with me, babe.
Honestly, not even worried. Episode 24.
He's back!
We're back. We're here for another episode. Today is a National Peanut Butter and Jelly Day on the day of recording, Friday, April 2nd. Here's something. On April 2nd each year, National Peanut Butter and Jelly Day celebrates a classic food favorite. The average American will have eaten over 2,000 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches by the time they graduate high school.
What?
Isn't that insane? That can't be true.
That's like, so there's no way they have evidence of that.
2,000.
I will say though, you think you do a lot less things than you actually do.
That's one every day for 5 years.
Yeah.
By the time you're out of high school?
I mean, that's 18 years of life, dude.
Jesus.
I want to say something about this
There's no
picture.
way. Yeah.
You should post this picture. That looks so gross without labels on it. It looks like a coffee drink.
Oh, the
left.
jars?
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's
Jam drink. I believe it. I believe 2,000.
That seems that's a little high for me. I mean, I guess, I don't know. I wasn't the average American family. I wasn't having that many PB&Js.
Really?
Peanut butter and jelly was considered a delicacy in the early 1900s. It was only served in New York City's finest tea rooms.
Uh-huh.
Isn't that interesting to think about for a second?
Why?
It was a delicacy.
Delicacy. I wonder if it was just really difficult to make, just to have all those ingredients. It's odd that it's considered a delicacy.
This is when George Washington Carver was at his peak.
Yeah.
I can't imagine just being in the early 1900s like, oh, I'm going out for peanut butter and jelly with the missus. And that's the beans, tits.
That's the bean. Yeah, I want to know. I wonder if it was cheaper to buy a crunchy, or if it was cheaper to buy creamy.
Huh. I've never really thought about it like that before. So we have a couple PB&Js here. You guys submitted some really cool creations.
It's quite cool.
What we're going to do is we're going to find out what the best peanut butter and jelly combination
What I'm gonna do is
is.
Period.
And we're going to start with the peanut butter equation. So we have 2 white bread peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, grape jelly, Welch's. Show them the Wonder Bread. We only got 1 with smooth peanut butter and 1 with crunchy peanut butter.
That's all we got.
Now this is a big
Something's wrong with it.
big debate between people. Crunchy versus smooth. Do you have any thoughts before we go in?
Before you die, let me just say this.
I will say it's my assumption that creamy is going to be better.
Okay.
But I will say there are times when I'll eat crunchy and I'm like,
Yeah.
damn, that hits pretty good.
That's food.
Yeah. It feels a little more like substantial.
Yeah. Got some hair on its chest.
And these coffee drinks are definitely going to influence it. Because you said they had them in tea rooms. This is somewhat of a coffee room.
We have to make sure as the tournament progresses, we're going to make the exact same coffee drink every time. So then it's, controlled. It's very scientific what we're doing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is crisp the exact same amount.
Yeah.
On this side, if you will.
Yeah. Well, you can also like flip it and see, one side in general was kind of crispier. You guys can see. I know they're not the best looking, but look, this is what the average American is eating.
I think you're wrong. I think they look pretty damn good.
We got some wild things people were saying in the DMs. I'll have to post them up on here, but some combinations we'll try once we get there. But first we got to whittle down the basics, see what's better. White versus wheat, crunchy versus smooth, jelly, jam, grape, blackberry.
What would be the control if we did something like this? Like, what's the control of a tasting? Do they use a control?
Well, I think for a tasting, I don't know because they just wouldn't. I don't know. It would be blind.
Yeah.
Be double blind in some way. But I figure like we don't need to be blindfolded for this because one's going to be crunchy and one's going to be smooth. Yeah. And you're going to know. You're going to be like, whatever this one is.
Yeah.
But definitely on other ones,
I didn't know what I was doing.
we might have to do that. But what I want to do is give each one a number rating.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and you can do it anywhere on the scale. 2 decimal points, tops.
Okay.
1 through 10. And see eventually... We're gonna say which bread is better in this situation, and then we're gonna rate the sandwiches on a 1 to 10, and then at the very end we're gonna have a whole list of sandwiches with ratings, and we're gonna see which one comes out on top, and if the winning ingredients also made for the winning sandwiches, you know what I mean? And it's gonna take us a long time.
A month?
It could be like a year.
Yeah. I want this chart to be insane. I want it to look like the president's family tree.
Exactly.
Like every single president's family tree.
And it's going to be like a bracket too.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually we're going to even get into more detail. We're going to have a whole jelly brand off, different kinds of jellies.
Okay.
And we'll have different flavors of the different brands.
Yeah.
This is my scheme to get us all the brand deals and everything in the world.
Yeah.
It's just peanut butter and jelly.
I thought you were going to say, this is my life's work.
This is my life's work also.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I'm a big time fan of jam and peanut butter, so this is pretty awesome.
and we're lucky. Most South Carolina thing you could say. I'm a big fan of jams,
yeah.
preserves.
I love it.
What can I say?
I like jellies.
My cousin makes them. Sister makes them.
We are gonna try these.
Yeah.
Before you die, let me just say this.
But first,
Let me just say
imagine
this.
having a peanut allergy.
That would be the most tragic thing, dude.
That'd be crazy. No shade if you have a peanut allergy, but peanuts? Everybody's just, afraid for you also.
Yeah. Like you can't imagine you can't even like somebody couldn't be in the room right now.
Yeah.
Because they're allergic.
Oh, we should probably, some people can't even listen to peanuts probably.
Yeah,
so if you're listening or watching, this podcast was made in a room with peanuts in it.
Before you die, let me just say this.
So get your Claritin or whatever you need before we move forward.
I'm not weak.
It's going to be a rough one.
Your EpiPen.
Your EpiPen. So here we have the smooth on the left.
Okay.
White bread, peanut butter, and jelly sandwich. Smooth peanut butter on the left. Crunchy peanut butter on the right.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go in. Let's go into the smooth. Just get right to it.
3, 2, 1, let go. I looked at the dish and I thought, damn.
That's good. Really lap up the flavors. I saw in the DM somebody said jelly is just like Jell-O compared to jam that's like thick and smooth, like thick and kind of chunky, and you can spread it. Jelly has more of like a Jell-O consistency to it, and that's why like when you try to spread it, it like breaks up a lot.
Oh, that's so weird to think about. Jelly and jam are different, right?
Mm-hmm. And some people said preserves.
That's interesting.
But the grape jelly, the Welch's grape jelly is really bright.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a concentrated grape flavor to it. I'm getting really sugary. I don't know if they add sugar to this.
They have to. It tastes so sugary.
You think so? You think it's not just... Yeah, I mean, it's got to be. It tastes like pure sugar.
Pretty
It's like when
much.
you realize there's sugar in ketchup and you're like, I think this just tastes like sugar.
yeah.
What do you think of the sandwich?
I mean, it hits.
It's good.
It hits, and I don't know if that's the... I don't know what it is. I mean, it's the white bread is actually really good. I feel like I don't often eat white bread anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
And that's what I think. I wonder if that's going to be a thing. We're just going to be like, wow, yeah, white bread rules.
Well, the thing is, because white bread has sugar in it, right? Or I guess it turns into it in your bell.
Yes.
So you got that, and then you got sugar in the jelly, and then you got sugar
in the peanut butter.
So I wonder if we're just going full on sugar, and that's what we're loving so much about it.
Yeah,
potentially.
But it's better than just spoonfuls of sugar,
Yeah, it seems a little more substantial.
But the thing is, we can't give it too high of a rating because we need to leave room for things that could possibly be even better than anything we ever imagined.
Yeah,
it
that's
is
why
fucking
I wish
fire out the gate, though.
I want to. I wish we could taste I wish that somebody could drug us,
yeah,
blind us, Not blindfold us.
They blinded me.
They blinded me. Take us to a location and be like, this is a 10. And
Yeah.
feed us a 10, not tell us what it is. Just feed us a 10 and then be like, this is a 0. And we have the exact grounds for what it is. you
Well,
know?
okay. Let's just give it a rating.
Okay.
And then if the thing progresses and our ratings seem ridiculous, then we'll like adjust them maybe.
We also need to say our ratings at different times. And like, not like we need to write our rating down, I think,
Okay.
before we say it out loud because we don't want to influence each other.
Oh, that's right. Do you have your phone notes?
Yeah.
Here, you type yours on your phone. I'll type mine on my computer. I'll take another bite.
Can you remind me of the scale again?
It's 1 through 10, and you can do like point XX. So that might be where a lot of the nuance lies, is in the decimal points. Peanut butter, man. Peanut butter's that protein cream.
Bam. Bam. So good.
I'm ready with my rating.
I'm ready with my rating.
I got a 7.5.
I got a 7.
Wow.
It's quite cool.
I think it's pretty good. I think it's the classic. This is why this was a delicacy in New York in the 1900s.
Mm-hmm.
This might have been exactly how they did it. It's all American, good shit. You know, I love America.
You're very big on America.
Big America guy.
It is tragic when you try to buy peanut butter overseas
Why?
because you know what it is instead is it's the fucking crumbled up granola.
What crumbled up granola?
So it's God, I forget what it's exactly called, but I remember one time I tried to buy peanut butter abroad, and it was like basically whatever like a graham cracker is. It was like that material, like butter.
Where
version
were
of
you?
That in Paris. So they don't sell I couldn't find peanut butter there.
Whoa. That's a thing? They don't have peanut butter?
I think they have it. I just think it's a lot harder to find. over
Okay.
there.
This is like our Vegemite or some shit.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's rare. It's hyper rare. Well,
Just a little fact.
just a little fun fact.
just a little fact for you.
Yeah, I don't know, man. This is I
want-
don't know what we're getting ourselves into here.
I just want people to appreciate what we have. There's a lot of flaws in our country, but
We
one of the
do have
things
peanut butter.
we got peanut butter.
Yeah, be grateful, man. Think about that. They can't get it in other places. They see us and they're jealous of our peanut butter situation.
Mm-hmm.
What was once a delicacy is now like considered fucking peasant food.
It's insane.
Yeah, it's like this is food for the poors. If you're really poor, you'll eat peanut butter and jelly.
I eat this shit every day.
That's so good.
I don't usually do jelly though. I usually just do peanut butter, which is not as good as when you get a little jelly on there.
I know, and that's what growing up is you forget about the jelly, and once you reintroduce it back in, you're like, wow, I'm a child.
Yeah. I try not to because of the sugar. I try to avoid it because it's just so much. But like, goddamn, dude,
this
it's so
can't
good.
be this can't be your main food.
No.
This is why all these boomers are sick
What's wrong with the world, man?
because of these fucking peanut butters.
They're ill, dude.
Really, what is going wrong?
It does make me think of. Ooh,
Oh, that was a good one.
never mind that thought. You want to try the smooth?
The crunchy.
This is the crunchy. You want to try the crunchy?
Yes.
All right, let's try the crunchy.
Sorry, my Protestant the cleaners.
It's not very crunchy.
It's a little bit thicker though.
Thicker?
It's like obviously you gotta chew it more.
I think you mean thicker.
Thicker. Like a snicker.
All right. Interesting.
That's interesting.
That was not exactly what I was expecting. It's good. It's good, but I don't think it's as good as the other one for me.
Interesting.
That's very
You think it's better?
interesting.
I like it 0.2 better.
Wow, you think it's 0.2 better?
I think it's 0.2 better.
I think it's 0.2 for some reason worse. Like the vehicle, I don't know, was just not hitting for me.
Weak.
So I'm gonna give that a 7.3. Oh my god! So now we're almost exactly the same. We both give it the same rating. You think it's 0.2 better than what you thought?
I think it's a little bit better. I think it's a little bit worse. It's the same.
So for the first one, for smooth, you gave it a 7.
Mm-hmm.
For crunchy, you gave it a 7.2. And so for smooth, I had a 7.5, and for crunchy, I had a 7.3.
Oh yeah.
So it's less polarizing, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
It's got more of a, it hits the mean a little bit more.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see if we'll ever get one where we're like, that's a 2. That's a fucking 2.
That one's fucking trash.
Like, how could anything be below a 5?
I don't know. We can find out though.
Yeah. I'm sure somebody could help us.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever eat peanut butter? Did you eat peanut butter jellies a lot in high school?
It's just a memory.
More so like in middle school and elementary school, but a decent amount.
Yeah. Like, what was your high school like? Get home from school, got the evening to myself.
Divine.
I'm hungry, and I'm gonna watch some TV, but I need to make myself a delicacy.
I would
for me.
Yeah, my home meal was I'd come home, I'd get a little, I think it was like a Yoplait, like one of those little pod yogurts.
Yeah.
Eat one of those, pour myself a big old glass of milk.
Oh, I knew that was coming.
And then 2 Swiss rolls.
What is a Swiss roll?
It's like the little chocolate swirl rolls, little Debbie cake things.
Is that a little Debbie?
Oh yeah, 2 of those, and I would drink that whole fucking hitter of milk.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah. And then I would fall asleep for 2.5 hours and then
Wow.
wake up at 7.
That's the whole routine?
That was honestly a very big part of my high school experience.
For every year?
For a while. I don't know how I didn't like blow up, dude.
I mean, okay, so you would go home. I like that you would have yogurt, a little Yoplait yogurt, like a tube, or was it like a little carton or a little bottle?
Little tiny carton. It's like kind of that
like
shape that goes down like this.
Yeah,
like,
that kind of
yeah,
little thick, that curvaceous one.
Yeah.
And then after that, you'd be like, not enough creamy shit for me. I'm gonna go ahead and pour a big old glass of milk.
Yeah. Let me double down on the dairy.
Yeah, and then you top it up. You eat it with the Swiss roll. Now, are you eating Swiss roll and then mixing milk in with the Swiss roll in your mouth, sort of letting it all melt into one?
Oh yeah.
I could see myself doing that now, honestly.
It's good. I mean, it's really good. I would probably
Yeah,
lose control of my bowels if I did that meal now. But
exactly. And you would pour actual milk.
yeah. Oh yeah, it was like skim milk
Wow,
from Costco.
times have changed, man.
Really have. I haven't drinking regular milk in a real long time.
Yeah, I can't remember what I would have when I went home from school. It would be all sorts of shit. I liked peanut butter and honey sandwiches a lot. That's always good. Sometimes I would throw my mom always kept little dark chocolate Hershey's Nuggets around.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I would just eat one of those in the same bite as I'm eating a peanut butter and honey.
Oh,
That's fucking sick.
did you ever throw it in the sandwich?
Yeah, I would. Or on top or in. But it's
Yeah.
like such a big nugget that it's going to fuck up the topography of the sandwich. If you just throw it straight in, it could burst through.
The bread, yeah,
It
just
could
come right through.
Your bread could just boom.
Did you ever get those little snackables or whatever they're called? You know the like circular, the like frozen peanut butter and jelly sandwiches that they used to do. It's like
Uncrustables?
Uncrustables.
Snackables. No.
Yeah.
No, I never did
My
actually.
off-brand. We never really bought them, but I would have them at friends' houses.
At friends' houses. And then you think they're going to be the shit and you're like, this is small, this is nothing.
Yeah, this is like lame because it's frozen in the middle still, even though I've heated it up
Ugh, yuck.
4 times.
And what's up with the no crust, guys?
I don't get why who doesn't like crust?
Who doesn't like the bread crust? Who peels off? Actually, you know what? I do know people who kind of leave the crust. If you're getting like a big deli sandwich, I can see it in my head on the plate. They're just like, I'm done, and there's the crust, a little bit of crust left. And you're like, okay, little baby.
Somebody never grew up.
Somebody never grew up. All the nutrients are in the crust, dude.
This my dad used to make his specialty was a peanut butter and jelly sandwich mixed. So he'd take the jam and the peanut butter and mix them together,
course, yeah.
and then lay them out.
Yeah.
And they were. I thought it was pretty good. I thought there was a difference, and I think it's because it was the ratio
Perfectly even.
and with every bite.
If you were to make a peanut butter and jelly, would you do like spread peanut butter on one half of the bread and then spread jelly on the other half of the bread?
Yeah, probably.
Because you can't really spread on top. But the mix is what's interesting.
That's interesting.
Nobody really said that they do the mix.
Yeah, that might be a white meteorologist thing.
I think it's also it's like extra preparation because you need a third fucking vehicle,
Yeah.
a third container to mix them in.
Yeah, I'm not about to dirty a dish for that
Yeah.
these days.
Yeah, you got 2 knives, a fucking third knife, a fucking third bowl,
A plate.
a toaster. I mean, yeah, that's gourmet. But you know,
This man doesn't believe in global warming, clearly.
this guy,
He's using all the resources there.
yeah, he is so
The
wasteful.
war's going on, but the reason's undercover.
I love those kind of late night debaucherous snacks. You know,
Oh, man.
I love good cereal.
Yeah, these days it's more, I'm on that chocolate-covered banana tip.
That's nice.
Stuff's so good.
Yeah, I remember the chocolate covered banana. Huh?
Oh, yeah.
Do you eat ice cream anymore?
Sometimes, not really, though.
Yeah. When do you think the last time you had ice cream was?
It wasn't that long ago. It was a few weeks ago. I had the that blueberry lemon Jenny's ice cream that tastes
Ooh.
like absolute shit.
Oh, wasn't that a sorbet?
No, it was like regular ice cream that just tasted like somebody was
Wow.
like squeezing lemon skin in your mouth every time you took a bite.
Oh, yuck! It was super riney.
It was just just so lemony, dude. Very tart.
Mm.
And it made it the packaging made it seem like blueberry would be the performance flavor. The
Was it like
pronounced flavor?
one of those was it like one of those lemon bars?
Kind of like that.
Yeah,
Kind of tastes like that.
I could see that being kind of good, but
I mean, the first bite is good, and then
Yeah.
you start eating it, and you're like, God, they fucking ruined this. They just put too much lemon oil.
they
in
fucked
here.
it up, huh?
Yeah, fucked it up.
And now you're just on the bananas,
Now I'm on the chocolate covered bananas.
chocolate covered bananas, and they and they're frozen,
They're
right?
frozen. So good.
Damn.
What's your ice cream schedule like these days?
You know, I recently had about half a pint of some Ben and Jerry's brownie,
Mm-hmm.
whatever the chocolate brownie one is.
Brownie.
Before that, you know, I have ice cream every now and then, every few weeks. You know, I think.
Yeah, I have it. Basically, I eat it, and then I remember why I don't eat it.
Because your stomach feels crazy afterwards.
Yeah. After
Yeah.
a couple times, I'll go at it, and I'm like, this is pretty good. And then I'll get it. Okay, so I'll get it on a Thursday.
Yeah.
And then by Sunday, my stomach's like, "What have you been doing, dude?"
Oh,
And
you'll be
I'm
on
like,
you'll be on the toilet fucking crying.
It's that ice cream, and it's more of just like lemon punches in my belly. I don't know.
Lemon punches in your belly.
Yeah, just
This
feels
is
like,
unrelated to the lemon ice cream.
Yeah, that's just.
It's just like fucking hard.
Yeah, it just feels like little like fists hitting my stomach.
It feels like
Cramps.
You know those like torture stretching devices that stretch you outwards.
Yes.
It's like you have somebody in there, stretch, and they're pulling back.
Oh God! Yeah.
Like, "Ugh,
that is
you can't contain me.
just my intestines. They're just in there squeezing.
Always, dude. Some nights we'll get really crazy and we'll have pizza and ice cream,
Mm.
and then if I'm going even crazier, like some sort of alcohol with it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a great time. But I know the next day or whenever, it could be later that night, it could be the next day, something's coming.
Ooh.
And it's like a traumatizing thing that I always forget every time. I think I'm going to be good. Next thing you know, I'm in the toilet, nearly in tears.
So are you not? You don't get the anxiety after you eat it. You get it more so like you forget, and then you're like, then the pain starts, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, here we
Yeah,
go.
I'm not thinking about it looming ahead.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes, I'm like, fuck.
Oh man,
I knew it.
I knew this was gonna happen again.
Yes.
Well, you're kind of breaching the triangle of pain for the stomach in a way. Alcohol, pizza, and ice cream.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the first circle of hell. The first triangle of pain.
The well-known triangle of pain.
That's
You can have two and survive, but you add
exactly.
that third tier and you're fucked.
You can only have two. You can only have two. You eat pizza and a little bit of ice cream. You're gonna be okay. Your stomach's gonna say like, this is gonna be turbulent, but we'll make it through. You have just a beer with your pizza. You know, let's say you had a drunk night. You're good. You're good.
Oh, yeah.
That's common. We've all done that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're getting drunk and then your drunk food is pizza, and then you go back to the bar
Mm-hmm.
and drink some more and go home and have ice cream, you're fucked.
You're dead in dairy.
You're dairy, 6 feet in dairy. Yeah, it's like you're on the toilet And for me, it's like keeled over. And I'm just like, oh God.
Mhm.
Poop's not coming out. It's not that there's a lot of poop, but my butt thinks that it should be pooping, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like,
You're constipated.
you're constipated, but also like things are churning. They're like solid should be coming out, but nothing's coming out.
Mhm.
And then the second time to the bathroom, you know, just a faucet.
That's so PTSD because that's that's how it is.
That's how
very much how it is. The first one's a fake out. The second one is
one's a fake out.
Is hell on earth.
First one fake out, second one tsunami.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like just keeled over. Your fucking head is in your hand, and you're like, fuck. On the second one, and you're like, I'm gonna look in there. It's gonna be all over the toilet bowl. I bet you're just gonna be like, I just covered the whole thing.
Yeah, I can't believe I've done this.
This is crazy.
Yeah,
that first one I think for me is the worst though, because nothing's happening to me. I'm just living with my decision.
Mm-hmm.
How did I get here again? Why did I let myself? What took control of my? Did my ego overcome my true higher self, my intuition?
Yeah.
Was I dragged into temptation and betray my holier self by having the full triangle of pain for that one night of pleasure?
Yeah. I mean, clearly there's something great about it though. It is an orgasmic taste.
It's a bacchanal.
It's bacchanal. It's totally bacchanal. Yeah, it really begs the question, is it worth it? And I think the fact that we keep doing it over and over again, it's almost like childbirth in a way, where the body makes you forget the pain.
Yeah.
So you'll have another baby. So
That's
you'll
true.
eat another triangle of death situation.
It's exactly like that.
It's the same exact pain of childbirth.
It's the same exact pain. If you did it on the fucking Richter scale, they have the sphincter scale. It's the same thing. And it's pretty high on there, and you think it's the same thing. You're doing it. You're like, it's coming up, and you're feeling your stomach do things, and you're like, I don't know how I'm going to do this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this is possible.
Mm-hmm.
And then you start having contractions, and you're like, and you're like, push. And then 30 minutes later, okay, it's not time yet. It's not time yet.
Should have taken the epidural.
Should have taken the epidural. We're going to be in labor for another day at this point. And then the next day, you give birth.
Mm-hmm.
You give birth to those fucking ghost fragments,
Yeah.
Because food, like we said, food is just fragments of a ghost of the food that you ate. Farts, sorry.
I was like, no, food is
Not
just
food.
fragments
Food
of the
is
food
food.
that I ate. That's so gross. You're
Yuck.
saying I'm eating my farts?
Yeah. Farts are just fragments of a ghost of the food that you ate earlier.
Sorry!
You eat some food, it gets into your stomach, it does some dark evil math in there, comes out your back end, and that's a ghost.
Farts are fragments of food. Say it one more time.
Farts are just fragments of a ghost of the food that you ate.
And Other Stories by Nilo G.
It's my autobiography.
And Other Short Stories
And
by
Other Short
Nilo
Stories.
G.
I mean that's the damn truth,
Yeah. God, dude. Yeah, it's kind of a wonder that, like, I think about this sometimes with, so how we've only uncovered like 0.001 of space or something, not even 0.001, like way less than that.
Yeah.
And then kind of similar in the ocean. Like it's like the ocean it goes so deep.
The deep sea, yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like that with our stomachs too. I feel like we don't know that much about, like, it's crazy that we don't have the technology yet to just be like, this is why your stomach's upset.
Yeah.
Or this is how we can prevent you from having these feelings in your stomach.
Right. You think at this point they could have the technology to build like a rover, like a stomach rover so small that it's impervious to all your stomach acids.
Mm-hmm.
It can go down. You can just swallow it like a pill. But once it gets to the bottom, the pill opens up in half.
Yeah.
The fucking stomach rover comes out, and they're imaging the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's a camera, a high-def camera in there. And
Exactly.
you're looking around like it's a planet, and then you see, a little crater with a little fucking nugget of cheese stuck in it. They're like, that's it.
We gotta get that.
That's the one.
Yeah,
You get
yeah.
that. You fucking zap it with a laser, and then you're good to go.
Yeah.
They should have that at this point.
Yeah. It's just the.
They probably do. Somebody.
Yeah. Well, there was that Morgan Spurlock show where he explored the healthcare system of like Thailand.
Yeah,
Do you remember
that was
one?
a good one. That was a good one.
And he went there, and yeah, they have those like cameras that but it's different though. It's not like a rover that can like cruise
Yeah.
around your intestines.
That's what I'm saying. We need that.
Yeah.
Everybody's so obsessed with drones, and let's take more glances of the outside and get more footage of the outside. We need to turn inwards,
We do.
make things smaller, go into the details.
Yes. Get into my bowels.
Everybody's always bigger, better. The bigger, the better.
Mm-hmm.
More. Add.
Mm-hmm.
We forget the little details that really make life.
I don't want to go bigger, better, larger. I want to go
I want to
smaller, quieter, more discreet.
I want to be
tighter.
those guys or those people with the tiny little scope on the eye, and then like a toy that's being held up, and another magnifying glass on top of and a front of the toy, just painting
Yes.
the tiny little crevices of the doll.
Mm-hmm.
I want that little level of detail in my stomach. I want to take care of it like that and let the dividends pay off, and it'll, exponentially fucking pay off.
It definitely would, and I don't see why. It's just crazy how cavalier the like gastroenterologists are about like probiotics. It's kind of funny. Like
They all are.
well, it seems like I like went to mine. I was like shit. So when I was having like some stomach shit going on, and no pun intended, and he was like, I was like, what do you think about probiotics? He was like, yeah, take them if you want to. You don't have to. Give it a try for like 2 weeks. Maybe don't. It's all
The
good.
Cavalier, they're like, whatever. I don't know. Why not?
Yeah. It's like there's not much like super evidence pinned down on these yet. So fuck it. And it's like, fuck it. Like really? Okay. And I will say, I don't know if it's placebo, but I think they do help. I think if the probiotic is like an extinguisher.
They
in my
got
stomach.
to, dude. I think the stomach is so. I think people need to think more with their stomachs and less with their brains.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about this for a couple weeks, actually.
Okay.
Okay, I think as a person, you have 3 main zones of processing information that you get in the day. You have your stomach, which is like, it might be the oldest one we have. And then you have your penis,
Mm-hmm.
or your clitoris, which is the same thing.
Yeah. Exactly.
And that is another thing that you use to think like, oh, I got to reproduce.
Mm-hmm.
So you have these first 2 very basic needs. I need a food and I need a fuck,
Mm-hmm.
right? Then we have these third things, these brains. And these are much newer than the fucking stomachs and the penis.
Peni.
With our other animals you look at, you say they're going by stomach, they're going by penis.
Yeah.
They're going mainly by stomach and by penis. They're not going a lot by the brain. They're not doing chess.
Mm-hmm.
They're not picking outfits. I mean, that's part of it, kind of, but they're not solving complex problems.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes what I think is your brain is so good at thinking that because you can always look at both sides of a thing and not be able to decide,
Mm-hmm.
that it's just like a shitty computer. Like it just fucking like fries itself
Okay.
if you try to run it too often.
Yeah.
And so I think if you think more with your stomach, you're actually going to make better decisions.
I mean, that's going with your gut, right?
Going with your gut.
Going with your gut.
And I think I hear that so much, and I've heard that so much in my life, and it never really clicked
Mm-hmm.
until recently. I thought, just go with my gut.
Yeah.
If my brain's freaking out, what's my tummy telling me?
Mm-hmm.
My tummy's, and it's usually going to say, it's all good.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And then you're like, oh, it is all good. And then you can start to uncover what you want, you know?
What do you do with your? I'm gonna normalize calling it a clitoris.
With my clit?
Yeah. What do you do with your clit?
See, the clit,
So weird to refer to it.
I think the clit is the second most powerful processing tool we have, because I think it's good. I think what we all want to reproduce. We all want to be a viable partner.
Mm-hmm.
You know, attract potential mates or whatever
Yeah.
and whatnot.
So you're saying brain is the dumbest of the three?
I think brain should be the third thing you use to solve problems.
Very interesting. I mean, it is. Yeah, I think you're right about the. Haven't they said they found bacteria in gut biomes that are like millions of years old? Something like that. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah,
Like,
I think so.
Like the bacteria in you isn't just like 28 years old. It's like,
No, that's the stardust in you.
what fragments have you been eating?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's a good theory.
The gut bacteria are the fragments of the ghosts of the universe, the entire known universe. So I think, you use that tummy. You say you encounter a problem. You go, what's my stomach say? Mm-hmm. And then the stomach says, feed me. Okay, take care of that. And then it's like another problem. Is it saying, do we need to worry about this?
Mm-hmm.
If your stomach says no, you move on. If your stomach says yes, it's like a flow chart. Now you go to the clit.
Mm-hmm.
See what the clit has to say about it.
Mm-hmm.
Saying, do we need to do this in order to fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Do we need to do
We need
this
to do this in order to fuck.
in order to be fuckable?
Mm-hmm.
Because in society, you got to be fuckable.
Mm-hmm.
And then if your clit says, yeah, this will help us out in the purpose of life, then you use your brain.
Mm-hmm.
And you say, we're going to solve this from a logical standpoint. Otherwise, your brain is thinking everything is a problem that you have to deal with.
Yeah.
It
doesn't have. It's not making the choice easy.
Yeah.
The gut is definitely the thing that's like, do that.
Yeah.
Go that. Do
yes,
that. Go
exactly.
that.
The brain is the calculator, but you're not gonna fucking just bust out a calculator and start typing random numbers in it. You gotta know what you're using it for.
But I wonder how you train your gut to do the right thing in a way, because like, is there a way to?
Well, people say you're saying like a lot of times intuition is wrong.
No, and I'm wondering if. So I'm wondering if either inherently intuition is right and we corrupt it along the way.
Yeah.
Or if intuition is wrong and we learn the right intuition along the way, or if it's a mixture of both.
I think it's a mixture. I think the intuition just tells you if the thing is like is an actual problem or not. And this is very scientific. I think where we corrupt it, like you're saying, is because your brain is responsible for emotions.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then that causes your body to do shit. But I think emotions aren't really a stomach thing. They're like a kind of a brain thing, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's interesting.
And so your emotions get out of control. Let's say you have whatever imbalance that day and you're having really high anxiety or really high fear or OCD or whatever. Your brain could convince you that this is your gut telling you that you are this way.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just your brain.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah. It's pretty profound.
Profound. Y'all ever think about that, huh? You ever think about that stomach?
Yeah. Well, no, that does make sense though. I mean, because I mean, we could go deep into that. I mean, I guess we just did, but yeah. No, that's a good point. I've never thought about the three brains. I've thought about the two.
Yes.
But yeah.
Trust your gut no matter what. Follow the brain. It'll bring you pain. We're mindless, baby. Mindless 2021.
I want like Noam Chomsky or somebody to listen to this and be like, oh my God. I don't even know if he talks like that.
Fucking Friedrich Nietzsche is just looking from heaven like, he's done it.
You
Ubermensch. Yeah,
he
dude.
admitted.
And that's just a little gem I got from me to you guys. You guys can take that, bring it with you wherever you want. Thank you to everybody who bought the Honestly Not Even Worried hoodies. They're sold out.
Hell yeah.
Actually, as the time of recording, there's one left for sale, but I assume when it comes out,
it's gone.
It's gone. So thank you guys. Follow us on Instagram and stuff to be, to keep updated on the goings on of that. Patreon.com/honestly not even worried. Support us directly.
Yeah, I'm excited to figure out the best sandwich of all time as well with you.
Me too.
Nice. We've got to get a document going and a little more of a system.
Yeah, I think that's good. I want to do a shorter episode because the weeks have been going by real quick, and I just want to keep it shortened so we can edit it until we get the process straightened out. Then we can start going longer.
For sure.
All right. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Honestly, Not Even Worried, episode 24 with Neil OG and Blake Boost. Did we ever introduce ourselves?
We just did now. Hey, Al.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
I got nothing to say, yeah, I'm just loving the way you're looking over here. Come over here and tell me your name. I could tell by the sound, yeah, when you open your mouth. I hear my new favorite melody, hey. We should both run away. Why did we ever stay in the first place? I can't shake the feeling when you face away from me, babe. I will wait a lifetime if you say to stay with me, babe. I can't shake the feeling when you face away from me, babe. I will wait a lifetime if you say to stay with me.